What's going on, Golf Addicts? DB Sleepers video talking about the first event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, the FedEx St. Jude Championship from TPC Southwind. I got two sleepers, both projected currently under 10% in a 70-man field. That's not that bad. Under 10%, not terrible. These guys are probably both going to fall in that 6 to 8 or 9% range unless they really catch some steam from this video, which is not likely to happen. Although, if you hit the like button and you subscribe and you share the video with a bunch of people, that would be very helpful for us, and it might steam them a little bit, which you probably don't want to do because I think these guys are going to play well. Both with tremendous upside, both pretty cheap, both have a lot of popular plays going on around them, which is why they're excellent pivot plays. Remember, it's a 4-round, no-cut event. So, why not go out there and score, right? You need scores. You need the points on DraftKings. You need guys who are going to make a bunch of birdies. Bogeys aren't going to kill you. They get 4 cracks at it. You're guaranteed to see them play the weekend unless they come up lame, like Tom Kim at the Open. All right. Before I get into it, video is brought to you by our friends at front9coffee.com. Check it out. Front9coffee.com. Promo code TJ10 gets you 10% off any order. We would greatly appreciate it. They do ground coffee, whole bean, K-cups now. If you've been listening to the Tour Junkies for at least a year and a half, you've heard about Front9. If you've never ordered, please consider ordering. They're a great company, great people, love coffee, golf, and the Tour Junkies. So check them out. Small business right here in Augusta, Georgia. When you order online, they're going to roast it after you order, so it's very fresh. It's not already sitting on a shelf somewhere in a warehouse waiting for you to order it. It's going to get to your house fresh, just how you like it. It's delicious. They'll deliver anywhere in the U.S. Promo code TJ10, 10% off every order. You can use it over and over again. All right, here we go. First guy. I truly wasn't going to do this. I really wasn't. I was looking for a lot of other names. I really went through the 6K range, okay? But this guy is the most expensive name I'm going to give you. It's $7,400. I'm talking about Siwoo Kim, baby. In a no-cut event, Siwoo scoring, doing his thing. And you know what? He is one good putting week away from winning, much less an average putting week away from having some serious upside here at TPC Southwind, where he had a top 10 finish at the WGC St. Jude in actually, maybe that was just the regular St. Jude, 2018, when Dustin Johnson won. Top 10 there out of a full field. Pretty sure in 2018 it was a full field. He's 80-1 to win. That's the best number you can get him on FanDuel. He's plus 190 to top 20. That's the best number you can get on him right now on FanDuel. And like I said, I project him around 6 to 8%. But, here's what's going on with Siwoo. He's at 7,400 right there with Lucas Glover. And everybody is sandwiched between Glover and Poston. Like, hello. Everybody's jumping in on that, which, listen, I get it. Both Glover and Poston playing very well right now. Great golfers, doing well. This course really sets up nicely for Glover, Poston, and Siwoo. Maybe you could argue in some ways maybe better than Siwoo, especially with Poston. Like, Siwoo's ball striking a little more reliable. You've got these small greens, right? Small greens at TPC Southwind means they're going to miss greens, which means you got to have that tidy short game, which Siwoo has always had. The underrated short game. Very good around the greens. But he's also hitting his irons exceptionally well. Probably better than JT, at least over most of the season. What he doesn't do well is putt, right? We know this. I got half of his putter laying over here. I'll go get it. And shockingly, the putter's gotten worse for Siwoo. And this is the one he broke at the Masters a couple years ago. The putter's gotten worse for him, which is not ideal. But we've seen it happen. Anytime a guy can turn it around and get comfy on a green surface, and all of a sudden he's putting well. Now, the thing that is also working in his favor is with these small greens, you've got what? You've got less 3-putts. If he hits the green, he's way more likely to just 2-putt at worst. So that's a good idea. That's good. That's working for us. Let me share my screen, show you a couple things I'm looking at for Siwoo. Let's get into it. First of all, the proximity numbers, very solid in these ranges, which this tournament's going to see a lot of this. And that's a lot of green for Siwoo. We like that. We definitely like that. His iron play has been fantastic. I like taking the upside on a player that's squeezed between two very popular players whose tee to green game is fantastic, and they're just waiting on a decent putter week. That's all we need. You can see high level of accuracy off the tee, which you have to have here at TPC Southwind. You've got to be playing from the fairway. High green and regulation numbers. Sucks on Bermuda, right? So that's not going great. Look at the green here from tee to green. This is absolutely fantastic. And to take a player with Siwoo's kind of upside at literally half the ownership of JT and Lucas Glover at the same price is a pretty smart play. I mean, this is terrible. This is really very, very bad. These are horrible putting weeks. I mean, salvaged a T33 at the Wyndham despite losing almost 5 strokes on the green. Wow. That's how good the ball striking's been. But look how consistent it's been. But I mean, he has these weeks where things pop off, right? I mean, we've seen him actually win on Bermuda, even though Bermuda is clearly his worst surface. But we know Siwoo's upside. It's up there, right? So I just think at half the ownership, JT Poston and Lucas Glover in a 4-round guaranteed situation, I don't see how you don't take Siwoo as a pivot there with serious upside and serious game, and fits very nicely into what you need to do well at TPC Southwind. And listen, it's a little more difficult course than the PGA Tour average. You don't have to make as many putts, right? You don't have to. So if he just lost 1 stroke putting, you'd probably love playing him at that price. All right. All right, let's get to the second pick. Like I said, I really dug into the 6K range and just couldn't quite land on a guy that I felt was compelling enough I could make a case for that was a sleeper. There's a couple popular plays in the 6K range, and you definitely got to play some guys down there. But I just think, and this is a guy that we know, but people are still apparently sleeping on him because his projected ownership on 2 sites that I looked at today, I'm recording this at noon on Tuesday. A lot can change. But as of noon on Tuesday, one site had him at around 6%. One site had him at around 5.5%. So he's probably going to come in at 5 to 8%. At 7K, Taylor Moore is too good of a golfer and can have too many spike weeks to be completely ignored. Again, in the same situation of that I said about Siwoo, where you're getting a guaranteed 4 rounds on Taylor Moore. Let me share my screen. Let's look at T Moore, see what's up. T Moore also, now, neither one of these guys are necessarily in danger of, missing a playoff event next week. I mean, Siwoo's pretty much got it locked up. Taylor Moore, it's going to be hard for him to miss it too. He's currently sitting at 25th in the FedEx Cup standing. So he'll be playing at Olympia Fields next week, and he'll be looking to secure his spot at Eastlake. But I mean, making his first playoff appearance, Taylor Moore, not near as accurate as Siwoo, still hits plenty of greens in regulation, a little bit longer off the tee, and can have these really spike putting weeks, does well on Bermuda. I mean, look at what he did at the Wyndham. Completely opposite of Siwoo. Lost strokes tee to green, gained 7.5 strokes putting. Rocket Mortgage gained 9.9 strokes putting. RBC Heritage, 9 strokes putting. So, I mean, the thing with this is a total opposite situation, except that Taylor Moore does have some very nice spike iron weeks too, like when he won the Valspar, Copperhead, Innisbrook. Maybe you could draw some similarities between Copperhead and TPC Southwind, but gained 5.9 strokes on approach there. I don't love that this is not going to let him hit driver as much, but again, I'm just looking at, for the player and for the low ownership, you're talking about a guy who has finished, in his, I mean, isn't this I guess this is his 2nd year on the PGA Tour, but I mean, the guy's got a bunch of spike finishes. 4th at the Rocket Mortgage just a couple of weeks ago, 5th at the Wyndham, 6 Rocket Mortgages a year before that. RSM Classic, likes him some Bermuda kind of southeastern courses too. Top 10s there. I mean, he's got plenty of top 10s. T11 this year at the RBC Heritage. A bunch of top 10s for Taylor Moore. He's a guy that can just have big weeks, and I think he's a guy that can't necessarily be overlooked. So he's at the 7K price, and currently nobody in the 7K is really getting a ton of love. I considered Harris English for this as well. I mean, he's interesting. He won at TPC Southwind in 2014. Emiliano Grillo right there, eating up a fair amount of ownership, around 13%. Brendan Todd around 10 or 11%. I mean, Taylor Moore has just as high of upside as both of those players. Just maybe a slightly lower floor, but the floor isn't as big a deal in a no-cut event guaranteed 4 rounds. So I think Taylor Moore is worth the consideration. I think Taylor Moore and Siwoo are both worth strong considerations given the immense upside potential for both of those players. Honestly, the upside is to win. Taylor Moore's 175 to 1 to win, plus 330 to finish top 20. I don't know that I love the outright bet, but a top 20 feels pretty nice. So that's it. Couple sleeper plays for you. Hope you have a great week. May your screens be green. See you.